So the 40 is pretty much a film weekend where you pretty much do everything you do in a film in one weekend. As far as you create the story, you write it, you shoot it, you edit it, you turn it in.
Yeah. Hi, and welcome to Kelly, where we talk about life, your life and my life. And through Kelly, we hope to inspire. I have Deontae Trundle on the show today. And Deontae, you have been a vessel in the Atlanta community. I've known you for a long time. So we're going to talk about your history, and we're going to talk about what you do for the community. So you started off with Indie Loop. Tell me, is Indie Loop Films?
Indie Film Loop.
Indie Film Loop. Mm-hmm. Tell me about it.
IFL for short. IFL, aka Indie Film Loop. It's pretty much a platform for independent professionals to come and connect, learn, showcase, and discover.
Okay.
I found out early on, the past couple of years I say early on, go back further than that. As a creative myself, I knew that marketing was always the major thing that most creative professionals or creative individuals in general lacked. So it's kind of like, how can I help those individuals in a certain way? And I found out, film is actually one art medium that encompasses all other forms.
Uh-huh.
So for me, it was like, okay, I can touch all the art forms I want to, or need to, or like to, in film, and give them that platform to do more and learn and grow, things of that nature. So through that came the Indie Film Loop.
And what have you learned through, because I believe that I was at your first event. I think I was. It might have been your second event, but.
The event or conference?
The conference.
Okay.
Conference.
At the Cobb Gallery?
Yes.
Okay.
I was there with Brent Brooks.
Okay.
But what are some of the things that you've learned? Like even with my studio, it's a reinvention every time you have a problem. You have a problem, you don't know that problem until the problem comes along. You fix that problem, you get stronger. So what are some of the things that you've learned?
That's interesting because the only reason I knew I was able to do it was because of the years prior to that, where we did a festival in Ohio called Ohio Homecoming.
Okay.
First year we did it, we brought out like 12,000 people.
Wow.
And through that experience, through my cousin, Alonzo, he showed me that it doesn't really matter how much money you have to have an idea to push forward with it, and then the tenacity and dexterity to keep at it. So through that first year, it was like, okay, we got a lot done, didn't need the $100,000 that we needed to.
Right.
So through that, I was able to transition that into the film conference and everything with that part of it.
So it's the thing that Will Smith says about staying on the treadmill.
Yeah, I'm gonna die.
Yeah. He says there may be people that are better looking than me. I don't know if I get this exactly right. There may be people that are better looking than me. There may be people that are more talented than me. But put me on a treadmill with somebody, and they will get off before I get off. And that it really is about that. It's the longevity and building that, and you're also building relationships while you are doing that. So let's talk about the 48-hour. Well, no, let's go here. So I watched I'm going to embarrass you. You released a video not too long ago, and it was of you in a car. And at the time that you were, there was a point where you were here in Atlanta that you were actually living out of your car. You didn't release it until you weren't living in your car anymore. But it really struck me. I mean, it made my heart just go, wow, because you didn't have to live in that car, but you did it because you wanted to have enough money to carry on with what you were doing.
What's going on, right? So it's interesting because it goes back to me why I started the conference, to where I'm very detailed and plan things so far ahead that I can try to see as many steps that I need to take to get to the end goal.
Right.
Which is where my tunnel vision comes. Like, as soon as I see something I want to achieve, I see it way down there and see how can I get there. So with that, it was like, okay, I know I need a certain amount of money to make it to a certain point, but I know getting to that point, as long as I stick with it and know what the scenarios and adversity is to kind of overcome, I'm expecting it, so I'll be able to look past it and keep going. So with me being in my car, it's kind of like, okay, well, I just finished, since I do visual communications, marketing, web design, brand design, it was a client that we had maybe the year before, 2012, 2013 or so. And it was like a big project, like $20,000 project. Finished that, finished another a short film that we did, another $4,000 from that. Got all this money in at one time. I was like, I got this idea for this conference, and I don't like wait on anybody.
Right.
So for me, it's like, okay, I can plan this all out, get to a certain point to where I knew I can get to, and go that route. But I knew part of that plan was, okay, I need to actually be in my car to make sure that I can sustain everything and be everywhere that I need to be for all these events, connecting, networking.
So you kind of had like a little car RV.
Yeah, pretty much. Pretty much.
Without the bathroom and the.
Pretty much. But it's playing out. Yeah, like I was at LA Fitness, working out, washing up every day, keeping fit. So it was not like.
Yeah, that's what surprised me most, because I was like, okay, he didn't come to any event unclean, or so that I kind of figured that you're taking showers at the gym.
Oh yeah. Well, I had my lifetime membership or what membership, so like I said, it was planned out. So it wasn't like it was like, if I was forced in that situation, it would have been a little bit different. Then I would have been upset, or you would see me mad or whatever.
Right.
But it was like, I see the process that I need to take, so I'm gonna take it, because it's one of the things where if you believe in what you do and what you can accomplish and what your goals are.
Yeah.
Like, go back to Will Smith, I'm gonna finish it.
Yeah, right. And you knew that you had to sacrifice. You had to go deep at some point in order to pull up, and and that's a place that most people aren't willing to go. So congratulations, you got through. And
well, right quick, I think the bigger part of that, a lot of people get into certain things, think their money's gonna come right away.
Yes.
Me starting other businesses, you know that money doesn't come right then and there.
Right.
You got to kind of invest.
Yes, and what you invest that year doesn't normally come back until the next year. If it does come back that year, sometimes it can be down.
Years.
Yeah, sometimes it can be down the road. So one place leads to another. So we started Indie Film Loop, and then now you are in charge of the 48-hour film festival
In Atlanta.
In Atlanta, yes, I should say that. Yes. So what has that been like?
It's interesting. Going through everything with IFL or Indie Film Loop and just everything that I do, it was a perfect marriage almost, because we do the same exact thing anyway, as far as the screenings, the events.
So tell people that don't know, what is the 48-hour film project?
So the 40 is pretty much a film weekend where you pretty much do everything you do in a film in one weekend, as far as you create the story, you write it, you shoot it, you edit it, you turn it in.
Yes.
So the bigger part is that most filmmakers, as you probably know, you can start a project and end it or stop it just because of things happen. Then you start it again, end it, stop. So it's one of those weekends you get to dedicate to making a film, and you make it. But the thing is, you don't know what your genre is until Friday when you pick it out of a hat and say, oh, I got sci-fi or whatever it may be. We give you a line of dialogue, a character, and a prop that all filmmakers have to use.
And if you're late turning it back in, you're disqualified. You can still screen, but you can't.
You're not qualified to win any awards.
Right.
So that's the biggest part. Like, as long as you make something, whether you turn it in on time or late, you want to make sure that you get the benefit of screening on the big screen, right, at the theater that we use. This year's Landmark Theater again. That's the satisfaction. Like, I made something that's on the big screen. A lot of people, filmmakers, don't get the opportunity.
Right.
So, but you can't win any awards, unfortunately. But you can still say, hey, family, friends, industry collaborators, come on out and watch what we made in 48 hours.
And it's just fun. It's fun to see and to challenge yourself and see how much you can do in such a short period of time. And then, okay, so the winners, last year, I know that Kristen Azure's group won.
She produced 3 films. I don't know how she did it, along with Darion. I don't know how
right.
They did
it. So when you win Atlanta, then you compete against the United States?
So that's the other thing. So for those who don't know, Atlanta 40-Hour Film Project is international.
Right.
So if you win your city's film competition, you get to represent your city at the Filmapalooza, which is where all the other international films come from
okay,
Paris,
so it goes
Mexico.
straight from winning Atlanta to international. I thought then you compete against the United States and then you compete against, wow, that's amazing.
And last past year was in Paris.
Wow. Okay, so I got you some Starburst jelly beans. You said you're not really a big candy eater, but you'll eat some Starburst. So thank you. That you are a gift to Atlanta, and I just smile anytime I see you. Anytime I'm out at an event and I see you, you have a wonderful spirit about you, and thank you for bringing that to us, because those are things that permeate our environment. It's so important. Let's talk about entrepreneurs really quick. What can entrepreneurs do to, well, let's give advice to an upcoming entrepreneur. What would you say?
I think
that you've learned through your experience?
Right. So I think the one thing that I could say is that I think most entrepreneurs will say this: don't get in it to make money. Some will get in to make money, but if you get into it making money, you're gonna come up against some adversity and quit somewhere along the line. So if you get into something that you love to do, whether it's filmmaking, whether it's graphics, whether it's web development, whether it's whatever the case may be, you can get into it thinking, okay, I love it, so I'm not expecting anything from it other than just doing it. And then whatever I get from it.
I think entrepreneurs, they're creators. So the whole part of creating and shifting and getting the engine to work is the fun part.
It's being able to see your idea, like, oh, I had this idea and it was like on a piece of notepad or paper or a napkin, and now it's here.
Right.
I think that's huge. That's the satisfaction of it all. It's not like, for me, it's not like I don't really make money from anything. It's more so like the satisfaction of helping others, the satisfaction of seeing an idea that I've seen and going through the car, going through the different situations, like, wow. That's one of the things you look back at. It's like, okay, I know it says stay in the moment earlier, but it's more so being able to look back at what you accomplished, because going through the moment, you don't necessarily see it. You're in the midst. You're like,
Yeah.
So.
Yeah, and that happens so much. Like, you're in the moment of something, and you don't even realize how much you've climbed until you look back at the year before, or the year before that, or the year before that, and then you go, "Whoa, I've really done something."
And even I think you're always going to have goals. So those goals that you accomplished yesterday are going to be yesterday's goals. So it's always things you're steady going. But I think I've learned the art of, well, I said the art. I'm trying to balance the art of being balanced. Because we work so much, and you forget about life almost. Because you're like so intertwined and so in the midst. It's like, that's right. I forgot about actually going out and family.
It becomes your life. So
yeah. So it's like finding that balance, I think, is huge.
Yeah, I love that. Well, thank you. Thank you so much for being with us
it.
today. Thank you for gracing our audience. Guys, if you have any questions for Deontae runs the 48-hour film project. So how do people get involved with the 48-hour?
We have some candy. No, but go to 48hourfilm.com.
Okay.
You can find all the information there. It'll lead you to Atlanta. And then you can, registration day, is tomorrow, regular registration, but you can sign up all the way up until June 29th, which is the day of start. So June 29th to July 1st is when they actually make the films.
Okay.
And we screen it on July 10th, 11th, and 12th.
Okay, so if you want to sign up for the 48-hour, that's where you go. Thank you.